Matt, some frustrating results over the last couple of weeks, but you're back at home in front of the home fans this weekend, and we know how good the home form has been since you've been here, so you must be pleased and looking forward to that one.
Yeah, we really are. Actually, many aspects of the last two games I've been pleased with. Apart from the decision at the end of the Mansfield game, we fully deserved our point there, and obviously Saturday we made a lot of opportunities for ourselves without creating clear-cut chances. We got into a lot of good areas and didn't make full use of them. So in two games where there's been not a lot in it, we've come away with nothing, where we believe on another day we could have picked up something from those games. But as you say, our home form's been good. We've really enjoyed playing at home since I've been in the building. So we're looking forward to the game next weekend. How
do you shake off those frustrations? Because like you say, the performances have still been good. It's just those little decisions and those fine margins that we've talked about before, where it's just the odd goal in games still. How do you just put that to one side and keep going? Because it must get to you a bit, the fact that you are so close.
Yeah, well, I've had this is my second letter from the referees apologising for decisions. That's two I've received now, one AFC Wimbledon, one from Mansfield. So that's obviously played a big part in those two results, and we can't get away from that. It's frustrating, but one thing I've learned about life and football is you just have to keep getting up and keep getting on. It doesn't matter how many times I get knocked down, I'll keep getting back up and keep moving forward. I really believe that performances have improved in my time here. I really believe that we've been in every game, but it does get frustrating. But I try and watch the game back on a Saturday evening or a Sunday with unemotional eyes, just to watch it for what it is. And that's win, lose or draw, by the way. I think in many ways we've played just as well at spells of the games we've lost as we did in the games that we've won. There's small margins in so many games in League One, League Two, the Championship, and you have to make sure those margins go for you. We don't want to be victims of bad decisions. We don't want to be victims of some margins going against us. We want to be winners. And that's what we want to do, but we have to make sure that we keep focusing on the process. We need an identity about ourselves, a culture and environment that we're proud of, as I've spoken about before, which is coming, by the way, and there's been lots of examples of that over the last couple of weeks that I've been really, really proud about, because the results are just an outcome of your everyday actions, and that's what we have to stick to, Victoria, and that's what we're trying to do. But like I reiterate the point, we don't want to be victims of small margins, we don't want to be victims of bad decisions. We want to be winners, and that's what we have to keep focusing on.
Salford are the visitors on Saturday. They're a side that have established themselves in League Two over the past few years, having risen up the ranks. I'm sure they'd probably like to be higher, but what are you expecting the challenge of them to be on Saturday?
Yeah, really well run team. Neil Wood is a really respected coach, obviously with his background, and I really admire and respect the way that he's got his team playing. They like to control the ball, they like to play through the thirds. We know about their threat, having Smith up front as well, who's obviously played in real good level, Championship, League One, League Two, and we know the threat that they've got by playing into him as well. So we're preparing for all facets of what they're going to give us. But we also know what we're about, and we're really establishing a little bit of an identity for ourselves and a way that we want to play. So whilst we're aware of the threats that they bring, and we respect that fully, as I've said every week before our games, we also concentrate on ourselves and making sure that we can show ourselves in the best light.
Two of your more experienced players on Saturday ended up injured, and particularly hard to watch Alan Judge be taken off the pitch. Is there any news on how him and Colchester are?
Yeah, Alan's bad news, unfortunately. He's got a bad knee injury. I'm absolutely gutted for Judgy. His level of intensity in his training, and I think his performance level since we've been in the building, his hunger and desire has been really, really good. And I'm absolutely gutted for him. You know, one of the contributing factors to the goal was the fact that he was laying in the middle of the 6-yard box with his knee in a real not good condition, and he's still trying to defend and head the ball away. And my heart goes out to him at the moment, because it's not good news with regards to his knee. So that's not great. And like I say, my thoughts are with him at the moment. He needs to find the strength to do his rehab and get himself going again. But I really feel for Judge. Yeah.
And Colchester, was that hoping that was just something that you just needed to be cautious about on Saturday?
Yeah, Scousey's taken a knock on Saturday again. We had to take him off early in the game, so that was sort of 2 substitutions we had to make before half time. We're taking Scousey day by day, and we're hopeful that he might be able to play a part on Saturday.
And as I say, 2 of your most experienced players there. You do have a big squad. You do have those options, and even with those 2 or with Skews, depending on how that goes, you still have difficult decisions to make. If you look at the side you had on Saturday, the squad you have on Saturday, there are still people who are going to be disappointed and left out.
Yeah, most certainly. I think competition for places is really, really important, but also what I don't want to do is be chopping and changing too much, and I think there's a real strength with a little bit of consistency and a little bit of continuity with your team. So we don't want to be chopping and changing too much every week, depending on results. A lot of that needs to be based on performance, as I've said before. So it's good to have that competition for places, but we've also got to be mindful of the fact that we don't want to make too many changes week in, week out.